Ho, ho, ho. Merry Pride Miss Eve. Yes, we are here now in May, and we are just on the doorstep of another Pride Month. Are you ready? Are you ready to fly the new Pride? What the hell is that? What am I looking at? Okay, shout out to Goyams of TikTok here. I go offline for 2 days, and there's apparently a new, more inclusive Pride flag. Thoughts? Yeah, I've seen this get shared around a bunch of different times, and all your favorite kosher conservatives are out there sharing this stuff. And well, I'm just wondering, this has got to be a parody, man, because it's so crazy, right? Because okay, cool, yeah, you had the new phalanx that came in that had the black and the brown and the trans and all that crap, and then you had the purple I think it's for autism or mental illness. I don't know. I thought the Progress Pride flag was just mental illness on full display. You didn't need to have a specific marker to it. But what's with the Resident Evil Umbrella Corporation logo being introduced in that? But shout out to small face, big head Charlie Kirk here. New Pride flag drops. Updates include the umbrella, which represents sex workers and is also in place to represent those activists who were or still are sex workers. What? Okay, the purple circle is surrounded by 2 yellow circles representing the intersex community. Okay, wraps around the chevron, showing that intersex people can be of any gender, race, sexuality, or any other identities. Who's in charge of updating this garbage? Well, before all of you tradcucks decide to post everything, you should probably do some research on this, because it actually is just a proposition. I don't know if it's going to be adopted. It's obviously not official. You can't read this, but I can for you guys. This flag is fictitious, proposed, or locally used unofficially, but not adopted. It may be named as if it is to be an official flag of a geographical or other entity, and have some visual elements that are similar to official logos, flags of the entity, but it's not official and doesn't have any official recognition under any circumstances whatsoever. You should not add these flags to any articles unless it is proposed by a government agency, is covered by the media, or if the flag is locally used. So yeah, we might see it fly, but the only time that we're seeing it right now is by all of these insufferable tradcocks posting this stuff everywhere. There's a big reason why I am just so goddamn burnt out when it comes to covering politics, especially in 2024. It's because the water carrying that I'm seeing from all of these political pundits that are out there is so damn insufferable. Whenever I look at my feed, it's just oh, look at how crazy the leftists are. Oh yeah, take a look at how crazy your own base is being. Trampling over the First Amendment for what? Huh? What? Taking the words of aggrieved college kids just because they're saying things that we don't like? Trying to shut down protests. Wow, I seem to remember in the first 2 years of my online presence, the right was out there saying, oh my God, they're just shutting down our peaceful protests. Where were they out there? They were complaining on social media about how Justin Trudeau, he was trampling all over the freedom of expression, which Canada doesn't really have. You can take a look at our Charter of Rights and Freedoms and, maybe potentially look at it. But then, when Justin Trudeau unconstitutionally invokes the Emergencies Act, nobody really cares, and they'll do an investigation down the line. He'll never face any repercussions from it. But they'll be out there, just yelling on social media, let the protests continue. What are they doing? Those are freedom-seeking individuals. But then when there's some activist hack out there trying to make a name for himself and grab some easy clout on social media, they'll be out there saying, we need to shut down those protests because they're out there, they're being mean to our greatest ally. Now what are you doing? Criminalizing hate speech. And what are you doing it to? Rounds of thunderous applause. You all make me sick to my stomach. 70 Democrats and 21 Republicans vote against the bill that expands the definition of anti-Semitism on college campuses as anti-Israel protesters cause carnage. Cause carnage, huh? So funny, right? Because look at the way that the media covers that. Okay. Oh, look at those 91 anti-Semitic people. Look at those 91 anti-Semites, which if you take a look at the definition of the word Semite, it's not specifically people from foreign country A, but we know how they like to, unfairly and unlawfully steal things. I don't know. I would have framed it. Okay, going back up to the headline. 70 Democrats and 21 Republicans vote to uphold the First Amendment? What are we doing here? You lathering simps. Think that if you simp hard enough for the Middle East's biggest troublemaker, you're somehow going to get invited into the club? You're as retarded as the company, or rather the country that you're grabbing your ankles for. Ugh. Despite opposition from 70 Democrats and 21 Republicans, the House passed the bill to police anti-Semitism on college campuses on Wednesday. Yeah, because that's all that this is about. It's just like when Trump, as much as I'm a fan of Trump, you guys know about this, he did stupid ass things. Shout out to Razorfist for doing an incredibly good video on when Trump decided to take really bad advice from the John Bolton types, from the neocon generals he had in his cabinet at the time, to go ahead and drone strike Syria, or when he signed that stupid bump stock ban trampling over the Second Amendment. Now he's out there cheering on Truth Social, shut down the protest. Trump, the hell are you doing, okay? It wasn't that long ago, a couple of weeks ago, when you were out there making some good salient points that, you know what, hey, Israel's losing a lot of support out there with this prolonged war. I gave you your flowers for that, but apparently me giving you flowers wasn't the only type of communication that you ended up getting. Ring, 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 ring. Somebody got the call. Reporters say it's needed to clamp down on such incidents amid a sea of anti-Israel protests at university, while others say it could chill free speech. Yeah, exactly. Like the bump stock ban, banning adding a spring to your firearm. Because in actuality, that's all it is. Meanwhile, the text of the Second Amendment, where you'll have all of these trad cucks just posted up all the time going, shall not be infringed. Yeah, it's written in black and white. It's very easy to interpret. You know what's even easier to interpret? The First Amendment. But no. Just because, they're saying bad things about Israel. They're saying bad things, okay? This is not good. Or they'll just point to some of the cherry-picked examples of some absolute brainlets that are out there, some bitches that just want to have free lunches and they want to have a catered protest. It's like, yeah, take a look. You have college kids that are entitled, "Big shock, more news at 11." Some other examples, just like what happens. Okay, shout out to the truckers' protest that happened in 2022. What did the media cover? The peaceful side of that stuff? The overwhelming amount of peaceful protests that were out there? No. You know who had to go do that stuff? The likes of Viva Fry and the other Ottawa live streamers that were out there. They showed all of the peaceful stuff. What did the media cover? Oh, there was one guy that showed up with a Tibetan good luck charm sign, and he had his face covered. Oh, look at how crazy that those truckers' protests are. And what are they doing this time around? Oh, they're just showing a bunch of unhinged idiots that are just drawing bad attention to the Free Palestine cause. Meanwhile, an overwhelming majority of those sit-ins, those protests, are as peaceful as the media would normally be displaying them as. They wouldn't be showing the already illegal breaking and entering into buildings as. You know what? You go deal with those people, because guess what? They're breaking the law. They're drawing bad attention to a very legitimate cause. There's already laws on the books to deal with them. You don't need to throw in new laws that are going to be used to weaponize government actions, all in the name of feelings. This is what you're doing. You're legislating feelings. And if you think that it's simply just going to be, it's just going to be about dealing with the anti-Semitism on campus, you're out of your mind. The bill passed 320 to 91. Holy shit, man. Would require the Education Department to enforce federal anti-discrimination laws by using the definition of anti-Semitism defined by the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance. Unbelievable. Representative Jerry Nadler, a Jewish Democrat from New York, warned that the bill threatens to chill constitutionally protected speech. Holy shit. Are we here where we have to agree with Jerry Peter Griffin Nadler? Are we here? Are we here where Jerry Nadler's making sense? What the fuck, man? Speech that is critical to Israel alone does not constitute unlawful discrimination. He went, holy shit, man. Jerry Nadler's right. Jerry Nadler is right. During a Rules Committee hearing, this bill sweeps too broadly. Nadler has supported a bill that codifies multiple definitions of anti-Semitism in past congressional terms. I was mistaken to do so. Holy shit. The definition, the IHRA, lists as anti-Semitism is a certain perception of Jews which may be expressed as hatred towards Jews. Okay, cool. So that's literally anything. That's literally anything anybody feels. Rhetorical and physical manifestations of anti-Semitism. So anything that could be perceived as anti-Semitism is anti-Semitism, are directed towards Jewish or non-Jewish individuals, interesting, and or their property towards Jewish community institutions and religious facilities. So are you also trying to make colleges and universities Jewish institutions? Because that's kind of strange. Okay, cool. These protests are critical about what a country is doing. Not what people are doing, what a country is doing. That's different. The Alliance further describes anti-Semitism manifestations that include the targeting of the state of Israel. Oh, okay, cool. conceived as any Jewish collectivity. However, criticism of Israel similar to that leveled against any other country cannot be regarded as anti-Semitic. Hilarious. But then you take a look at your first half of that definition: rhetorical and physical manifestations of anti-Semitism directed towards Jewish and non-Jewish individuals. So it's literally anything that you want. But don't worry, guys. If it's similar to other levels of criticism that you can lobby at other countries, that's fine. Until a point in time somebody's feelings gets hurt and thinks that it might be anti-Semitic, then it is. That's the law now. As it goes on, anti-Semitism frequently charges Jews with conspiring to harm humanity, as is often used to blame Jews for why things go wrong. It is expressed in speech, writing, visual forms, actions, employs sinister stereotypes and negative character traits. And yeah, whenever I delve into this topic, I'm very specific with my wording on this, mostly because people who just make a blanket, oh, it's the Jews' problem, I think that they're wrong. I think that they're 1000% wrong. It's a certain subsection of Jews. It's a certain subsection of people in general who have Israeli supremacist ideals. I'm critical of them. I'm critical of the Ben Shapiros. I'm critical of the Mike Johnsons who wants to go ahead and put Israel first. It has nothing to do with a demographic of people. It has everything to do with an ideology. And while I disagree with people who just go ahead and say, oh, the Jews are at it again, that's also free speech. Hate to break it to you guys. That's protected speech. As much as I might disagree with it, you still have a right to do it. But not anymore, man. Not anymore, because there are people waving flags outside and people's feelings are getting hurt. But yo, I guess we got a couple of Republicans who do have their heads screwed on correctly. Marjorie Taylor Greene, wow, okay. Another person I didn't think that I'd be siding with. She's a grifter, guys. But you know what? Hey, even a broken clock can be right once. Anti-Semitism is wrong, but I will not be voting for the Anti-Semitism Awareness Act of 2023 today that could convict Christians of anti-Semitism of believing in the gospel that says that Jesus was handed over to the Herod to be crucified by the Jews. Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, citing biblical texts, that could be considered anti-Semitic because of that nebulous definition, and yeah, you could be jailed for that. Thomas Massey, who is incredibly based. Do you agree with all these examples of anti-Semitism? Should people in America be prosecuted for saying these things in all contexts? I think not. This is poorly conceived, unconstitutional bill, and I will vote no. Matt Gaetz, okay. This evening I will vote against the ridiculous hate speech bill called the Anti-Semitism Awareness Act. Yo, shout out to the big-headed congressman. Anti-Semitism is wrong, but this legislation is written without regard to the Constitution, common sense, or even common understanding of the meaning of words. The gospel itself would meet the definition of anti-Semitism under this bill. A bill as the definition of anti-Semitism includes contemporary examples of anti-Semitism identified by the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance. One of those examples includes claims of Jews killing Jesus. Holy shit, man. Like, we're here now. No, it's the Romans. Shut up, Ben. The Bible is clear. There is no myth or controversy on this. Therefore, I will not support this bill. Yep, one of the good ones that are out there, but unfortunately, there aren't enough good ones that are out there, and democracy dies to the thunderous sounds of applause. Sicking fire hoses on college kids. Breaking out the Gestapo. You think you look like the good ones out there, Republicucks. You think you're on the right side of things, tradcucks. You're simping for a state that doesn't care if you exist and would be better off, and think that they would be better off without your existence. There's a reason that the government had to do this. Just take a look at who pays these guys' bills. Just take a look at who they always try to use as the scapegoats that are out there. As much as Democrats want to talk about all the anti-Islamic hatred that's out there, did they ever do anything in order to stem that to this level? No, of course not. Did they do anything about, burning down churches? No, not really. Try to sweep it under the rug. But the moment some college kids' feelings get hurt, the moment that some performative, antagonistic, dickhead professor wants to go ahead and say, my credentials got pulled after trying to agitate a peaceful protest that had actually been established weeks before, and you just wanted to go in there and stir everything up and then wonder why, oh my God, I don't know why they would revoke my credentials. That's just like Germany in the 1940s. You go ahead and continue to simp for this stuff. That's why talking about politics right now, okay, especially when they're all just too busy, all caught up with some fake fucking flag. Makes me sick to my stomach, and it's a reason why disassociating from a lot of stupid trad cucks and really doing your own research will definitely serve you well coming November, because this stuff is only going to start ramping up, and it's only going to become more stupid and more insufferable as we go. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.